judgment. I settled the judgment. They turn around and say I didn't settle the judgment, but they committed.
Continuing his argument, Knight emphasizes the legal discrepancies surrounding the sale and acquisition of Death Row Records in light of Harris's previous bankruptcy filing. He passionately argues against rewarding someone he views as having committed a grave crime against black people by attempting to transfer ownership from them to white individuals. Knight firmly believes that he and Death Row are inseparable, expressing his determination to reclaim the label he played a pivotal role in building. You can't take a person who committed the worst crime of the century to take Death Row from black people to try to give it to white people, he said, and think you're gonna turn around and reward and say he's gonna grab Snoop and he's gonna go get it back and have Death Row. It don't work like that. So if we're gonna talk about something, let's talk about it. Despite Snoop Dogg's announcement in February 2022 that he had acquired Death Row Records through a deal with MNRK Music Group, Knight remained adamant about his claim to the label. He declared, "I am Death Row. Suge Knight is Death Row," signaling his unwavering determination to retain his connection to the label he played a pivotal role in building.
And you can't commit bankrupt fraud and settle and do those types of things. So the same guy you see in the series, when you see all of his deposition in prison.
In February 2022, it was announced that Snoop had acquired Death Row Records in a deal with MNRK Music Group. However, the terms of the deal were undisclosed. Snoop released a statement reacting to the news, which marked a full-circle moment in the rap legend's illustrious career. "I am thrilled and appreciative of the opportunity to acquire the iconic and culturally significant Death Row Records brand, which has immense untapped future value," the Gin and Juice rapper shared. "It feels good to have ownership of the label I was part of at the beginning of my career and as one of the founding members. This is an extremely meaningful moment for me. I would like to personally thank the teams at Blackstone, MNRK, and especially David Kestenbaum, who worked collaboratively with me over several months to make this exciting homecoming a reality. I'm looking forward to building the next chapter of Death Row Records." However, Snoop has also himself revealed that he once escaped an attack by Death Row and ended up in jail. On BET's No Limit Chronicles, Snoop Dogg recounted a harrowing incident when he narrowly escaped an attack by individuals loyal to the then Death Row Records CEO Suge Knight. This incident unfolded backstage at the No Limit Records I Got the Hookup Comedy Jam in Los Angeles in May of 1998. Snoop, who had recently departed from Death Row for No Limit Records, found himself confronted by Knight's associates over comments he had made about Knight. When asked about Knight's remark that Snoop had transitioned from being a superstar to a No Limit soldier, Snoop responded with a succinct "nothing," adding, "He used to be a CEO, now he's just an inmate." Snoop directed a middle finger at the camera, presumably aimed at Knight. During the confrontation backstage, Snoop was surrounded by Knight's associates who insisted he owed Knight an apology. When Snoop's response didn't satisfy them, a physical altercation ensued. Snoop managed to escape unscathed, but chaos erupted. The other No Limit rappers, including Master P, halted their on-stage performance to rush to Snoop's aid.
Suge Knight made money in rap. Master P put money in rap.
Break that down for me.
Big difference. When I was on Death Row Records, we made a lot of money.
Amid the turmoil, with gunshots on the song playing in the background, the unaware audience contributed to the confusion, leading to a riot. Despite evading the attack, Snoop's night took another unexpected turn. Trying to save himself, Snoop inadvertently encountered law enforcement who found M in his possession. He was handcuffed and placed in the back of a police car. He said, "I get away. No cuts, no scars, no hits, no nothing," Snoop said. "But I run right into the law, with weed in my pocket and everything because I'm trying to save my life. They handcuffed me. They put me in back of the police car." Snoop Dogg and his cousin, rapper Daz Dillinger, found themselves in jail that night due to marijuana possession. To their surprise, upon entering the jail, they discovered the presence of a familiar face, Ray J. Reflecting on the incident with laughter, Snoop shared, "They take me and my cousin Daz to jail, and when we get in there, Ray J is in there, so we spent 4 hours in jail with Ray J. I'm not fabricating this, man. I'm not making this up." The shocking part in all these things is Snoop's unalivement. In an interview on the Black Effect Podcast Network with Cam Capone News' McKinley Lee Jr., Snoop Dogg's former bodyguard provided a detailed account of the 1993 unalivement of a rival gang member that led to first-degree unalivement charges for both Snoop and Lee.
When I tell you this story, you're gonna find out that it was about Snoop, but it really wasn't about Snoop because they knew the truth. And then
According to Suge, Snoop was looking out for himself and might have had a little too much loyalty to Diddy back in the day. Suge even hinted that Snoop may have distanced himself from Tupac on purpose, knowing things were about to go down. Of course, Snoop's denied this every chance he's gotten. He's always tried to paint a picture of him and Tupac being besties to the end, but people aren't exactly buying it. In fact, some fans and insiders have pointed out that Snoop's stories about Tupac have changed over the years, and not in a good way. One minute, he's saying they were close. The next minute, he's downplaying their friendship. And let's be real, when your story keeps changing, it only makes you look more suspicious.
Because we were death row, and that's the life we was living. We felt like we was untouchable until that fatal day.
What really gets people talking is how Snoop acted after Tupac was offed. While most of Death Row was devastated, Snoop seemed to be, well, weirdly chill about the whole thing. He kept his distance from Suge and the Death Row crew after Tupac's death and eventually jumped ship to sign with Master P's No Limit Records. People started wondering if Snoop knew something everyone else didn't. Like maybe he was trying to get as far away from the situation as possible before things blew up. And then there's that time Snoop casually dropped the bomb that he smoked with Tupac the night before the Vegas shooting. A claim that other people close to Tupac have said is pure cap. It's little things like this that have fans side-eyeing Snoop, wondering if he's trying to rewrite history to make himself look innocent.
I'm Snoop Dogg. I never had any beef with anybody from the East. I'm here to make good music. That's what I signed my contract to Death Row Records for. To make good music and perform and put out good albums.
Now here's where things get really interesting. Prem Shakur hasn't accused Snoop of anything directly, but if this case ever gets reopened, there's a chance Snoop's name could come up. With Suge Knight still sitting in prison, throwing out wild accusations, and Prem calling for answers about Diddy's involvement, it wouldn't take much for Snoop to get pulled into the drama. And let's be honest, if investigators start connecting the dots between Snoop, Diddy, and Tupac's unalivement, things could get messy fast. Snoop's been living his best life lately, but if any of these old rumors get traction, he might have to answer some uncomfortable questions. In any case, whether these accounts are pure speculation or rooted in a hidden reality, the whispers surrounding Snoop Dogg and Diddy's relationship open a rare window into the complex web of loyalty, rivalry, and secrecy in hip-hop. The industry has always been a blend of brotherhood and betrayal, where alliances can be as powerful as they are fragile. And as history has shown, what happens behind closed doors often shapes the legacies of the biggest names in the game, legacies clouded by the mysteries of fame, fortune, and loyalty tested in ways most of us can barely imagine. Perhaps the truth about Snoop and Diddy's connection will one day see the light, filling in the missing pieces of a story that's as controversial as it is unforgettable. Until then, these claims add yet another layer to a tale where music, loyalty, and fame collide, leaving us with more questions than answers in a world that thrives on secrecy. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.